Looking for a proven way to get the word out to foot and road traffic in your community? Custom yard signs turn lawns, facades, and even front windows into mini billboards for your small business. But here's the thing, it's easy to treat yard signs as a checklist item rather than a strategy. If you want to actually wow someone from being a neighbour into becoming a customer, you have to go beyond the basics. In this video, we're going to look at the different types of yard signs and how to use them in your marketing strategy. We'll cover the psychology of sign shapes and where to place them to make the most of idle time. Ready to stake your claim on the neighbourhood? Let's get into it. Let's start with types of yard signs. At VistaPrint, yard signs come in 19 sizes and a range of shapes depending on your need and budget. The smallest yard sign is a compact 5-inch by 18-inch rectangle, which works well for short bits of text at close range, such as event parking or pick up here. The most standard yard sign is an 18 by 24-inch rectangle, which is the go-to for neighbourhood businesses like realtors and landscapers. If you want to be visible from greater distances or higher speeds, or you've got a really big brand personality, go for the larger size, a 48 by 96-inch rectangle. All of VistaPrint's yard signs are printed on 4mm corrugated plastic, so they're weatherproof and fade resistant. You can also opt for double-sided printing, grommets for easy hanging on fences, or a glossy coating for a more premium finish. Okay, let's talk about the psychology of shape. Did you know that the shape of your yard sign says a lot more to the audience than you'd think? Research into wayfinding shows that certain shapes trigger faster brain responses than text. Think of it this way, rectangles are for reading, arrows are for acting. If you're a realtor pointing to an open house, an arrow sign reduces the mental effort for a driver. They don't have to read turn left. The sign is the turn. For those with a modern brand, hexagons and circles break the visual noise of a rectangular world, making your message pop simply because it's a shape that I didn't expect. Whether you go for the classic 18 by 24 inch or a custom shield for a security business, remember, the shape could do the heavy lifting for you, so your text doesn't have to. Now that you've chosen your yard sign shape and size, let's talk design. One rule of thumb should guide all your design decisions. People need to see and read your sign. Here's a few tips to make sure that happens. Tip 1, use bold, high contrast colors. Think dark text on a light background or vice versa. Tip 2, stick to clean, bold, and sans serif fonts. The rule of thumb is text should be at least 2 inches tall on the printed sign. For a standard 18-inch by 24-inch yard sign designed at full scale, 2-inch tall lettering is roughly equal to 144 points. And tip 3, keep the layout simple. A sign has seconds, literally seconds, to capture interest, so try not to overload it with extra information, even if you have the space. Next, what should you put on your sign? Well, in most cases, less is more. You may be super excited about your business and what you have to offer, but save your amazing and inspirational life story for your website or your social media channels. A good yard sign will typically have 1, your business name and logo, 2, one main point of contact such as a phone number or website URL, or 3, one achievable call to action. This is where you tell people what you'd like them to do next, whether it's call this number for a free quote or come to our open house. Hot tip, VistaPrint templates for yard signs are a great place to source information about what good looks like on a sign. Now that you've made your yard sign, let's talk about where it belongs, the streets. Everyone knows to camp out at the red light on Main Street, but that also means your sign is competing with every other We Buy Houses and local election placard in town. To get eyes on your message without the visual noise, you have to think about where people are physically stationary but mentally idle. Here are some high-value, unintuitive spots to consider. 1. Drive-through exit curves. Don't put the sign at the entrance where people are busy navigating or checking the menu. Place it on the exit curve or near the final wait for your food window. People are often stuck in a crawl for 3 or 5 minutes with nothing to do but stare out their window. 2. Eye level at gas station perimeters. Most people look for signs on the grass near the road. Instead, look for the grassy patches or fences directly across from gas pumps. When people are fueling up, they are a captive audience for about 2 minutes. If your sign is positioned right in their line of sight while they stand by the nozzle, they will read it. 3. School pickup idling zones. Parents often arrive 15 to 20 minutes early for school pickup and sit in a long line of cars on the side streets. If you place those signs along those specific residential blocks where the queue forms, you aren't just getting a drive-by, you're getting a prolonged stare from a specific local demographic. 4. Dog park entrances and perimeters. While people inside the park are watching their dogs, the walk from the parking lot to the gate is a slow motion zone. People are usually juggling leashes and bags, walking slowly and looking around. It's a high trust environment where a sign feels more like a community recommendation than an advertisement. 5. Post office and library exit paths. Places where people are carrying things like packages and stacks of books usually result in a slower walking speed and more frequent pauses. Positioning a sign near the natural pause points, like where people stop to shift their grip on a heavy box or check their keys, is a subtle win. Now, exactly how many signs do you need to put up? We can't give you an exact number, but it's definitely more than 1 or 2. Successful yard sign marketing campaigns rely on repetition. People need to see your yard sign several times for your brand to stick in their minds. 3,000 yard signs in a quiet residential area might come off as a little aggressive, or it could make you a sensation. However many you choose, know that VistaPrint offers discounts when you order over 25 yard signs. Nice! At the end of the day, yard signs aren't just about being seen. They're about being remembered. The right combination of size, shape, design, and placement can turn a simple sign into a powerful touchpoint that meets people where they already are. So instead of thinking of yard signs as a one-off tactic, start thinking of them as a network, working together as a guide to remind and nudge your audience towards action. Because when your message shows up in the right place, at the right moment, and in the right way, that's when a passerby becomes a customer. Now it's your turn. Get out there, get creative, and make your mark on the neighborhood. Thanks for watching. See you later.